this is people's biggest purchase they're like making in their life, so you want to make sure that you're taking good care of them.
I've been through a lot. And only one thing ever really sticks to me. No matter what I go through, it always affects me. When I hustle up or don't have a dime, I'ma go mine. Good times and the bad times, they heavy on my mind. Tapered up or I'm starched down. Either way is mine. I feel fine, but everything around affect my vivid mind.
Welcome to a Vivid Mind podcast, the official podcast for the Young and Cultured brand. I'm your host, Sid, aka the king of all things dope. Today, I got a very, very special guest on the podcast. This has got to help me find this beautiful house you're looking at. Well, you ain't seen all of it, but I know you like this room. So, I would like to introduce you guys to Mr. Weston.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Hey, man, I'm super excited that you came, But before we get into the deepness of real estate and realty and being a realtor, I got a game I want to play.
All right, let's play it.
All right, this game is called Dumb Questions for Smart People. All right.
Hopefully I can pass.
All right. What is your biggest pet peeve?
What is my biggest pet peeve? I don't even really have any pet peeves that are like that big. I hate when my fiance leaves her hair in the shower. That's my pet peeve.
Okay. All right. I get that. Yeah, don't no man want to see no hair. Well, that's about it.
That's about it. I don't have a lot of pet peeves. I'm pretty easygoing, really.
Yeah. I mean, I noticed that throughout the process.
Yeah.
So that's you all the time.
That's me all the time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, life is smooth.
Life is smooth. You gotta keep it smooth. I don't let the little things bother me too much.
All right, next question. Do you consider yourself lucky or always prepared?
Always prepared, for sure.
Really?
Really.
So,
there's some luck that goes into it, but that preparation leads to that luck. You don't just get lucky, You have to put some preparation into it to create opportunities.
Oh, okay. Okay, so it's like they say, preparation meets opportunity.
Right.
And that is what equals luck.
Right, exactly.
Okay. All right. And one last one. Who would win in a fight between Iron Man and Batman?
Iron Man.
Why Iron Man?
I don't know. That's just who I was going with.
Because, they essentially both the same character, right? Just two different universes.
Right.
They're rich billionaires. Tony Stark leans more into the playboy part of it. He makes it look fun, whereas Bruce makes it look dreadful.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But they both lost their parents in order to tragedy. They both superpowers, just they're rich and smart. Right? So, and that you still just take Tony. Tony's going to win.
Yeah, I'm going to take Tony.
Oh. I'm talking about just so cold-hearted, too. It was just, Iron Man. All right, now, this has been Dumb Questions for Smart People. I appreciate you playing the game with me.
You almost got me caught up on the pet peeve one, but...
I think you got away pretty safe with just hair in the shower.
Yeah.
So, who is Weston Huffer? Like, where does he originate? What's his origin story?
So, I was born in Muncie, Indiana.
Okay.
I moved down to Dauphin Island when I was about 12 or 13.
Okay.
I went to high school at Bryant, played basketball and football.
Were you good?
I was good at basketball. I quit football when I was in 9th grade because, Bryant wasn't the best at football, so I wasn't going to go all summer to do that. I grew up on the island fishing a lot. Then once graduation came, I went to the Air Force for 2 years. After that 2 years, I went 4 years Coast Guard. And then as I was getting out, I worked to get my real estate license and just jumped into real estate as soon as I got out.
Okay, so you go to high school.
Right.
What kind of kid is Weston in high school?
Man, I'm the kid. I hang out with everybody in high school. I had friends from basketball. I had friends from fishing on the island. I was just doing everything I could when I was a kid.
Wow. So you very friendly.
Very friendly.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Okay, so you graduate. When you get ready to graduate, right? Are you like the superstar educated person, or are you just a regular guy, or?
Yeah, I'm pretty much just a regular guy. I wasn't all A's and B's. I got a mixture of grades. So definitely not a superstar in school, but I got the job done.
Hey, that's what they say, right? Get that diploma, you can do anything.
Right, exactly.
Okay, so when you graduate, do you go into the Air Force because college is not all that cool to you, or you don't have very many offers, or you just wasn't interested and the Air Force provided that? Because you got to be smart to get into the Air Force.
Right. Yeah, I just wasn't interested in going to college right after high school. I was going to take some time in the Air Force to take a break from school and see where that took me from there. But I was planning on going back to school after the Air Force, and I just decided real estate was a better route for me than doing that.
But how do you go from Air Force to Coast Guard?
So I was in the Air Force in Wichita, Kansas. I was there for about 2 years. I was trying to transfer back down home to Biloxi, and I couldn't get that transfer. But my command did let me change over to the Coast Guard, so I got lucky enough to be able to get stationed back on Dauphin Island and spend those 4 years down there. But they just signed off on me transferring over.
Oh, okay. So was that a messy process? I know most of people try and switch branches, and it's hell for them. Was it hard for you?
No, it was pretty smooth, really. I mean, I went to the Coast Guard recruiter, and he said, we'd love to have you if they'll let you go. And my commander was actually active duty before he became an officer, so he was really cool with all the enlisted people, and he just was like, if that's what's best for you, I'll sign off on it and let you do it. So it was pretty easy.
Wow. Okay. Is there a money difference between the two?
No, it's still the same money difference. You're still getting all the same throughout all the branches.
Really?
It just depends on your rank and how long you've been in.
What was your rank when you got out?
So I got out as an E4.
Okay. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Wow. So did you have to do anything extra, like go leave the States for any reason?
No, so I was in the States all the time. I was in Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri, then Wichita, Kansas, and then Yorktown, Virginia, and then back to Dauphin Island. So I didn't go very many places, but.
Wow. Okay, so before we move into the journey of what happened afterwards, first thing I want to do is talk about the people who raised you.
Right.
You know, so like, who are they? What did they do to help you become who you are currently?
Right. So both of my parents were both chemists. They met at the lab that they worked at.
Wait a minute. You just said they're both chemists?
They were both chemists.
So you're smarter than school said you was? Yeah,
a little bit smarter than what school said I was.
Man, that's crazy. Okay, I'm sorry. Keep going.
All right. So they were both chemists. My mom ended up quitting the lab whenever they got married. She went into some different stuff. She did a restaurant, and then she did dog grooming. But eventually they ended up separating. They both had rental companies that they did property management for whenever I was younger. So
your destiny was written.
Yeah, it was written already.
That's wild. So are both of them successful in that?
Yeah, so my mom, whenever we moved down here, she kind of sold all of her properties and retired from it. My dad, he still probably has about 15 properties that he's managing. But yeah, so they both did very well with it.
Wow. So in what ways are you like your mom, and in what ways are you like your dad?
So I would say I'm more like my mom. I didn't spend a whole lot of time with my dad, but you know, my mom's fair until she's not. You know? I'm calm until. So
is that across the board, or is that just for you?
That's just for me, really. I mean,
okay. Well, that's most parents then, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But you know, it depends. For me, though, it's across the board when it comes to me. I'm fair until I need to get the job done, and that's it. But
okay. All right. So you leave the Coast Guard. you already got this backpack full of knowledge of, I know how to get properties, and I know what's a good property versus a bad one.
Right.
But for the viewers and listeners who are paying attention, right, they don't know what's a good property and a bad one. So, like, how do you pick out basically how would I put it, the razor blade in the candy? Because when you're looking for a house, all of the houses that are shown to you, they all look good to you, simply because you don't want to live where you live at, but your job is to protect your client while still trying to make money. Like, how do you balance that,
So I go at it as, I'm going to protect my client and I'm going to do what's in their best interest. I don't worry about making the sale. The sale's going to come when they find what's right for them. As long as you're good to them, they're going to buy or sell eventually. There's no rush to push them anyway. I'm there to help them do what they want to do to begin with.
Okay.
And I always remind everybody, especially on the buying side, if this isn't right for you, don't get into it. We'll find something that is right for you.
Yeah. So, excuse me. I remember when we first started looking at houses, right? You sent us the way that you went about it. Is that the way you always go about it?
No. Every person's different, so it depends on who I'm working with. I try to fit the way I work with people to their needs the best that I can. So, some people, they want to email. Some people, they want to talk on the phone. Some people want to text. Once I kind of figure out what they like and how they want to be presented, then that's the way I'll go from there.
And texting was our thing. After we met the first time, texting was everything.
Right. And a lot of people now, they do like the text, but some of the older generations, they don't like the text. They rather have that phone call, or they rather me stop by the house and tell them about something, which I'm perfectly fine doing with whatever they want.
Yeah. Now, you look pretty youthful. Do the old people trust you?
Yeah, so honestly, that military, that earns some trust with a lot of people, what I mean?
Yeah. Because, it did mean a lot. Don't get me wrong. You came through the blessings of my mama, and don't no black man not listen to his mama. But, you get what I'm saying? Right. So the fact that mom was like, yo, he's a good guy, he's easy to deal with, he's pretty mild-mannered, and he knows his stuff.
Right.
And the he knows his stuff part was a lot for me, and their situation was way more complicated than mine's.
Right.
However, they were extremely excited and motivated throughout the process, so that's what prompted me to even text you.
Right.
And you don't know this, but when I text you, I'm in a situation where I'm staying in these apartments. There is black mold growing. I know that there's black mold growing. I tell the apartments, they say, hey, we can move you into another unit, but you got to pay the price increase and you have to put in a deposit.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, what? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Why would I do that? I'm not stupid. You get what I'm saying? So I'm talking to him, and I have an adjuster background. I used to be an insurance adjuster. So I know you can't even do that. But being the way that Alabama is set up, you can't sue them over that neither. It's weird. It's just weird how they handle those things. So I'm in a moment of duress. I'm not going to tell you that. I'm just going to send in a text message, hey, can you help me? And you basically said yes without saying yes. You didn't guarantee me anything, but the energy in the message was yes. You didn't even know my situation. How did you feel like you could?
So, you can't guarantee anything except for your best effort. I don't want to guarantee somebody I'm gonna sell their house in one day. It's hard to guarantee that, but I can guarantee I'll try my best to get it sold in one day. And I go into every situation thinking I can handle it, and the thing is, if I can't handle it, I'm gonna find the person that can help me handle it. I'm not afraid to ask 20 different agents that I know has a lot of experience. Hey, have you ran into this situation before? And I could use some help. I've never seen it before. You finish your real estate course and you're brand new into real estate. You don't know a lot. I mean, it's a 60-hour online course. You know, you learn the terms and you learn all that, but you get everything from hands-on experience. So, you know, I've dealt with a lot of different types of closes and a lot of different types of deals. So that's helped me a lot learn throughout those deals, like what needs to happen to make it go quicker next time.
Okay. All right. So look, before we get deep off into this, I got another game for you.
All right, let's do it.
All right. So this game is called 10 Things.
10 Things.
The way we play this game, I know you guys are just now being introduced to this game, but I'm going to ask for 10 things, and each person I ask for the 10 things is going to be something different.
All right.
Okay. So in your case, right, I need you to think of, on the spot, 10 things I need to know or have together before I contact you.
So 10 things, I mean, you can come to me without the 10 things and I'll help you get there. But yeah, so I'll help you, I'll tell you what you need to do. But the very first thing you need to do is you need to get with the lender, which that's why I said you don't really need to do anything before you contact me, because, you know, I can help you, point you in the right direction of good lenders that'll take care of you. But you need to have your tax records ready to go. You need to have your bank statements. That'll be a big one that the lender's gonna need. And you gotta get together with whoever's helping you make this decision on the purchase of your home. Okay. And make sure y'all are on the same page before you come to me. And I mean, I can help you, but you know, at the end of the day, that's gonna be your decision. So you're gonna need to get on the same page.
So you can't want to buy a house and your spouse don't want no house.
Yeah, you can't do it.
Okay.
I mean, you can maybe behind their back. I don't know. And then just say, surprise, we got a house.
So you say I'm a real estate agent. I don't do relationships.
Yeah, I don't do relationships. I mean, I'm gonna try to do the best for both of you. But if what you don't tell me, I don't know. So.
Okay. All right.
But like I said, I don't exactly have 10 things that you need to do before you contact me. You can not even know if you're ready, and you can contact me and we can figure it out together, you know?
Okay.
But like I said, there's no 10 things. You just give me a call and we'll figure it out together.
Okay, cool. All right. So I got a couple questions based on what you just said, but we'll start with this. Is the proper term real estate agent or realtor?
Either one.
Okay, so they both mean the same thing.
They both mean the same thing.
Okay, cool. All right. Are the classes expensive to become one?
The classes aren't too expensive to become one. You know, it's probably around $600. Don't quote me on that.
Okay.
It could have went up. I don't know.
Do you Googles?
Yeah. But the courses aren't too expensive. You do have some more expensive dues once you pass your real estate license, and you hold your license somewhere. You're gonna have to pay the board, and you're gonna have to pay your Century Lock. So there's a lot of different dues that'll be due once you get your license. But
So how often do you have to pay those dues?
So those are annually, so once a year.
What's the ballpark range for those dues?
So I would say, you know, probably $3 to $4 grand for everything, somewhere in that area.
Wow. So to be a real estate agent is expensive.
It's expensive.
You know, most people don't know that.
Yeah, most people don't.
They just jump out the window and say, I'm going to go sell some houses. First of all, I don't know nobody with no house, don't have no money. Right. You know, they probably got half a job, you know, who inspired to do that, which there's nothing wrong with having a dream and not having any money.
Right.
You know, you just have to figure out your resources from there, you know, but you can't jump out the window and go from 0 to 100. You know, you have to find 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 along the way, you know, so basically right now, if I just add those numbers together, you need to have roughly about $4,000 or a way to come up with $4,000 along your journey to become a realtor.
Exactly.
So start off with 600. If you can find 6 people who can invest in you with $100, that'll get you in the class. Or you could find 60 people to give you $10. You know, you'll be surprised though. You can ask a stranger too, you know. You just break down that $600 either way you see necessary, you know. Strong game would be, as I would say, find you 3 people to give you $200. You get what I'm saying? It's easier to get 10 people to ask because about 6 of those people are going to tell you no.
All right.
Right? But you're going to find one person who's going to say, I don't know, but 3 are going to tell you yes.
All right.
It's called the law of averages. Make sure you look that up. You need to be asking multiple people for multiple things. So how do you go about sourcing clients?
So I do a lot of different things to source clients. You know, I'll cold call occasionally. I'll door knock. You know, I do get a lot of my business from referrals, though. You know, past clients I've worked with. You know, if they're happy with their experience, they're going to tell people about their experience. So I get a lot of business from, you know, past clients referring me to their friends and family.
Okay.
So that's the main bulk of my business. But
All right. So when you're cold calling, where are you getting these phone numbers from?
So I use RedX. There's a lot of different tools for realtors to use, but you can find, we have access to all the tax records, and from the tax records, you know, you can find pretty much anybody from that.
So once you get in this gang, the real estate gang, you know what I'm saying? They basically lace you up with the tools to be successful, or you have to network to access the tools, or
Yeah, so some of them, depending on where you go, they're going to be in your face, you know, it's just part of it. But, you know, some of those other tools, you're going to have to figure out what works best for you, or, you know, ask people around what they use and how they use it. It's not all laid out for you when you get your license.
Okay, so how you choose where you gonna go? Is it just, all right, I got my license, I'm gonna put in job applications at all these places, or is it like, you know what I'm saying, trying to join the gang where you got to get jumped in, or is it like the military where you owe them so much time once you sign your contract? Like, what is it like?
So when you're finding a brokerage, you're basically going around. They're interviewing you at a sense, but you're interviewing them as well. You know, most brokerages aren't going to turn down anybody. They're going to want more people on their team. You know, that's going to be more sales for them. You know, brokerages will say, "Hey, you may not be a fit for me," but it's really just finding out what's the best fit for you. So I started out at Keller Williams. It's a really good company. There's probably 300 or 400 agents in the Mobile office, so it's big for new agents to come through, and they have a bunch of training there. So that was a really big thing that drew me to Keller Williams when I first started, was how much training they were giving to the new agents. So, you know, if you do a class at Keller Williams, they may teach you about purchase agreement. You go to that class, you learn it. You know, they're going to be having that class again in 2 weeks by a new teacher. So if you didn't understand it then, you go back again and learn it from somebody else. So I started out there, and then I went to RE/MAX Professionals. I had a good friend of mine. He took over as broker over there, so I was like, it's going to be a good opportunity for me to go in there and work with him and change up. But I definitely happy that I started at Keller Williams. It's very good for new agents who want to learn. They have training all the time.
Wow. Okay. So you, even though you are no longer there, you still will recommend. You still will recommend everything that they have to offer over there at Keller Williams.
Right. Exactly.
Okay. Wow. So.
And you know, I was thinking about doing the switch and switching over to RE/MAX, and I thought about it a long time because, you know, I really did like Keller Williams. They're a good company. And, you know, I just thought it would be a different opportunity to see something different over there at RE/MAX. But, and it wouldn't have been that hard for me to switch back if it didn't work out for me. But, you know, I still do think Keller Williams is very good, and especially for brand new agents. That's where you're going to want to. That's where I would suggest starting. Their training is repetitive, and if you miss it, you're going to get another chance to learn it again.
Wow. All right. So we've covered becoming a real estate agent. We've covered training, sourcing clients. We've covered you don't have to be that smart to do it. You know, you just need some good training, which, you know, brokerages like Keller Williams provide decent training.
Right.
You you need a decent network, right? Because that's your community, that's your gang.
Right.
So, are there any rivalries within the real estate agent game? And is it in the brokerage itself, or is it between brokerages, or like?
Not really that I've seen. You know, every brokerage wants to say, hey, we're number one in sales this year, you know.
Okay.
But it's not too big of a competition.
Okay.
You know? So
it's just competition for the sake of it equaling more money.
Right.
You know,
exactly.
so if it looks like we find more people houses over here, more people will come.
Right.
You know, so that's just free game for anybody who is out here trying to do any kind of business. If it looks like you get into the money, you will attract more money.
Right.
Okay. All right. So on average, how many houses do you sell a year?
So probably about 20 a year, 25, somewhere in that area.
So what does that look like check wise?
So it all depends, you know. Real estate's all commission based. So if you're working for the buyer side right now, I would say it's pretty typical for you to get 2.2% of that deal. So it depends on what price range you're selling at.
Okay.
But 2.2 is pretty typical on the buying side. And then if you're listing a house, you know, you're probably going to get, you know, 3.5 somewhere in there.
Okay. So just for base math, right? $100,000 house. You're not gonna find a $100,000 house. I'm just gonna let y'all know, unless it's literally in the middle of. It's a crack house. I'm just say that. Okay, it's a crack house if you find a $100,000 house. And it's just simply because of the economy right now. When COVID hit, put us in a pandemic. Nobody spent any money. The stock market crashed. Therefore, they started printing money and giving us money so we would spend the money. Then we started spending too much money, which caused for inflation to happen.
Right.
And inflation also happened because of them printing the money. And so now the interest has skyrocketed in order to offset the amount of money that they printed. Because whenever you got me my deal, interest was ridiculous. Like, I got a 3% deal guaranteed.
Yeah, that's good.
And that's like great in history. Do you understand what I'm saying? I got a great deal in the history of selling houses. Now, if from my understanding, interest rates are going up to 7%.
Right.
And that's crazy. They say that's astronomical. You know, but it's to tilt out the balance, right? So for everybody to stop buying all the houses and everything. So $100,000.
Right.
You get 2.2%.
On the buying side, if I was helping a buyer buy the property, that's typically what you'll get.
Yeah.
It could be anywhere from 2 to 3%, but 2.2 is what you're typically seeing on the buying agent side.
Okay, so do you and the seller agent have to split a percentage, or how does that
Yeah,
work?
so as a buyer, you're not paying a real estate commission.
Okay.
The only exception to that is if you're working with a realtor and there's a for sale by owner, and that for sale by owner just will not pay the real estate agent. You still want their representation. But,
Okay.
Besides that, if you're buying a house from another listed property, the seller's going to pay both agents commission. So they're going to pay their listing agent the commission, and that listing agent's going to pay the buying agent for bringing a buyer.
Okay. All right. Cool. And then in our off-camera chat, you saying that total, that whole procedure looks like about 6%. So 6% goes towards both agents.
Right. Exactly.
Does that include the loan company or anything like that? Like, because in our situation, right, you got me in contact with Aaron.
Right.
And Aaron worked out the money part.
Right. No, so that's not included in the loan thing.
Okay.
Every mortgage company has different fees, but their fees are what's paying them their commission.
Okay.
It'll be a loan origination fee is how they get paid.
Okay. All right. And one last question before we get further into the entrepreneurial side of things. What are the different types of programs that help people buy a home?
Okay. Yeah. So there's a USDA program that's for rural areas. So that would be, if you're local to Mobile, that would be the Theodore, Irvington, Grand Bay areas. You know, anything
Sims.
outside. Yeah, Sims.
Okay.
anything outside the city limits. That's a zero down program through USDA.
Zero down.
Zero down.
Government backed loan.
Exactly. So
Okay.
that's good. And FHA loans, it's typically 3% down on an FHA loan.
3%.
3% down.
Okay.
I actually do have a local lender that I work with that does a zero down step up program for FHA. So it's a really good program.
Wow. Does that allow for? All right. So I was trying to think of a smart way to ask it, but I can't. All right. Is that going to be available for black people?
It is. It's available for everybody.
Okay, because they say that, but then there's all these hurdles and red lines and all these difficult situations right now.
So that program, it's actually what ended up saving your mom's deal.
Okay.
Jennifer came through and helped us with that FHA program, and she got it good. But she's a good lender, and she offers that program. But it's really good. It helps people get in the houses for sure.
Now, what I remember is mom being super excited about you introducing her to this person.
Right.
I just remember her kept saying this girl knows her stuff and she's working magic and all of these other things.
Right.
So like you knowing these people really does put the buyer at ease.
Right, exactly. It's all about having a good team and networking with people and knowing who can help who. Like I said, there's different lenders that specialize in different things, so it's important to know which lenders you think can help. And, I don't steer anybody towards a specific lender. It's ultimately their choice who they want to use. I just let them know, hey, this lender may be able to help you reach your goal at this point. But
now, if I'm not mistaken, you gave me a list.
Right.
And then you was like, contact all of them.
Yeah, I'll give you a list because I'm not going to steer one person to one lender. And it's their decision who they want to use.
Wow. Okay. So you have USDA, you have FHA, and then VA loans,
and
right?
then VA is zero down too.
And then you have conventional.
And then conventional.
And conventional is when you have to go through a bank. If you have you done any conventional deals?
I have. I've done.
Okay. Do they show up with the bank already with them, or you help them find that part too?
So it's the same as every other deal.
Okay.
Sometimes they come with a lender already that they want to use, but sometimes they don't.
Okay. Cool. All right. So we got the buyer's side of things out of the way. You know, I hope we have all your questions answered. If not, please make sure you contact Mr. Weston Huffer. You can find him online, as well as you're in the real estate agent hub, right? So we can search you up.
Yeah, and you can give me a call at 251-895-8242 too.
Okay. All right. And he texts back like he sold us this house a long time ago. He already made his money. But when I text Weston answers. And even when mom had an issue with her house.
Yeah, I help client. Just because we close doesn't mean that's the end of it. I'm there to help however I can, even after the deal is done.
See, that's crazy. But honestly, that's how it's supposed to be, right? Like, if you help me buy a house, now technically you're part of my family network.
Right.
So you're always the guy I call if I'm trying to buy or sell my house.
Right.
See, man, that's dope.
Yeah, that is.
Wow. Okay, so if I'm the person that's like, all right, because I know there's a lot of these, you know what I'm saying? I'm a single mom. The world don't want to give me no chance. It's already hard enough. And I'm not lazy. You get what I'm saying? I'm a woman and I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do to be successful, but they won't give me a leg up. You know what? I'm going to work for myself. I'm going to be a real estate agent. I figured out how to get my $4,000. What do I do in order to be successful? Is it going to be the same for me as it is for you being a man? If I'm a woman of color, is it going to be harder? How am I going to go about being successful?
Yeah, so, it's going to be different for everybody. It's not going to be easier or harder because you're a man or woman necessarily. But it does have to do with, do you already have a big network? So that's going to if you're thinking about getting into real estate, that's going to be a huge plus. If you have a big network of friends and family and they trust you, you're not the one that's goofing around and they don't trust you. If you have a big network but they don't trust you, then it's still going to be hard. But if you're a trustworthy person and you have a big network, that's a good place to start. As a new agent, it's hard getting your foot in the door because you don't know as much as the seasoned agents, and you know, when you first start, that's where you're starting, is your network. You gotta work the people you know, and then from there you build off of that.
Okay. Would you ever be interested in training other agents?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we've had some new agents here at the office recently, and you know, I'm trying to help them as much as I can.
Okay.
Especially since they're coming to me with the questions, so I'm there to help.
Okay.
Just like the agents that helped me when I first got into it. It's all about, you know, giving back.
Yeah. Wow. All right. Is there anything else that the people may want to know when they trying to get some money? Is there a lot of money to get? That's the question.
Yeah, there's a lot of money to get. The money's endless, you know. It depends on, you know, how many sales you can do, how big your tank is, you know, how much, because there comes a point to where when you have so many deals going on at one time, you know, you need to always be prospecting to keep the pipeline full. But, you know, when you're working 5 or 6 deals at one time, you know, that becomes a full-time job. So,
and you have to manage all.
Yeah, so you're managing all 5, 6 deals, and then you still need to prospect. Once those deals close, you still have future deals.
Yeah. Wow. Do you have to spend any money on software for keeping up with all of that?
No, so we have some software at Remac. I mean, each brokerage is going to have their own kind of software.
Okay.
You know, but Dot Loop's our main software as far as paperwork goes to get signing and keep track of the contracts and all of that. But each brokerage will offer their own kind of technology to you.
Okay, yeah, because whenever you're signing a deal, when you buying a house, the paperwork is like this thick. And I was just like, how many times I'm gonna sign my name? By the time I got through signing my name, my signature didn't even look like me. I think I was drawing a dog print at that point. It just looked like a paw. What else? Yeah, I'll put my thumbprint on it. Just anything, you know, because that was a lot of papers.
It is.
Wow. And then even to wait on them to come in the mail from the title bond place, and like it's a lot. Yeah,
it's a big process, and that's why I say you need to be the right person if you're thinking about getting into real estate, because you know, it may be a long process for the realtor, but this is people's biggest purchase they're making in their life, so you want to make sure that you're taking good care of them.
What's the odds of people making more than one house purchase with you?
It's pretty good. I've never had anybody that I've closed a deal with not happy with their service. You know, like I said, I live off referrals mainly. That's how I get most of my business. But you know, I'm pretty confident that every time I close a deal, that they're going to use me again if they need more real estate help in the future.
All right. Okay. So doing good business earns you more business.
Exactly.
Which earns you more cash.
Exactly.
So you do, from the angle that you're doing it from, you're not doing it for the money. You're doing it for the client, and the money comes.
Right. Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, they say money doesn't grow on trees, but it grows in other people's pockets. So you know.
I like that. Money don't grow on trees; it grows in other people's pockets.
Right.
Wow.
So, and you know, if you don't take care of people, they're not going to want to work with you. Like I said, however you want to contact me, that's how I'm gonna. If you're an email person, I'll email you all day. If you're a call person, we're going to be on the phone. But it's just taking care of your people at the end of the day.
Okay. All right. Well, man, this has been awesome. Before we get out of here, give them your socials.
Give them what?
Your social media handles.
My social media is just Weston Huffer on all of them.
Okay.
Just easy to go on that.
All right. And that's Huffer with 2 F's.
That's correct.
All right. Well, this has been a AVividMind Podcast, the official podcast for the Young and Cultured luxury lifestyle brand. And our guest today has been Weston Huffer. Hey, make sure you guys subscribe, like, and share on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok. It really doesn't matter how you find us. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you follow us, okay? Now, listen, I got some exclusive content coming up from my man Weston, but it's from a Patreon family. So if you want to get this exclusive content where he's going to give you the 5 things you need to know to get to the bag today, you got to subscribe to that Patreon. Okay? Find me on Patreon. Or at least Google me and buy me a coffee. I'm just saying. Thank you for tuning in to AVividMind podcast. I have been the King Dope, king of all things dope. Your boy said.
I've been through a lot. But only one thing ever really sticks to me. No matter what I go through, it always affects me. When I hustle up or don't have a dime, I'ma go mine. Good times and the bad times, they heavy on my mind. Tapered up or I'm starched down. Either way is mine. I feel fine, but everything around affect my vivid mind.